Hello friends, welcome to Insight Cycle Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about weekly current affairs and week number 22. If you miss out the previous week's current affairs, then you can find in the playlist with the weekly current issues playlist is there. You can find those previous videos. In this particular video, we are going to cover following 7 topics. These 7 topics pick from various subjects. Okay. First we discuss with the Bab-El-Mandeb and we will end with the UNESCO Asia Pacific Awards for Culture, Heritage and Conservation. Around 6 sites from India, they got this recognition. Okay. Now we will see the first one, Bab-El-Mandeb. Recently, you know the students, Bab-El-Mandeb, it is in news because the ships in this particular area, they are under the attack of the pirates as well as Houthis from the Yemen. These rebels of the Yemen, they are attacking the ships which are going in this pass. So in this context, you have to know what is Bab-El-Mandeb. Bab-El-Mandeb is a strait which connects the Red Sea with the Gulf of Aden, and this Gulf of Aden further it leads to Arabian Sea. On the north, on the east side of this Bab-El-Mandeb, you can find Saudi Arabia and Yemen. On the west side, we can find African continent. And this Red Sea, the Red Sea is connected with the Mediterranean Sea through this Suez Canal. So this basic information you have to know as a part of the map pointing. Now let us see Bab-El-Mandeb. India need to find some other alternative trade routes because the trade route through Bab-El-Mandeb, it is becoming a security issue as according to the present situation. Then about Bab-El-Mandeb Strait, it is a strategic and economic importance it is having, and it connects the Red Sea in the northwest in the Gulf of Aden. Okay, Red Sea, it connects the Red Sea in the northwest with the Gulf of Aden, as well as in the further north, it connects Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea as well. Okay, regarding the Suez Canal, whereas Gulf of Mandeb, as we mentioned earlier, Red Sea, it connected to Gulf of Aden to this Arabian Sea. Next, this Bab-El-Mandeb, it also separates Arabia. Okay, Arabia in the northeast, this is the Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Arabian Peninsula northeast from the African continent in the southwest. It further acts as a link between the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean Sea via the Red Sea and Suez Canal. Okay, here this is the entire Indian Ocean through Arabian Sea, Red Sea, it is connecting the Mediterranean Sea. That is also the connecting link it is acting. The name, how this Bab-El-Mandeb, Bab-El-Mandeb, it denotes to the gate of tears, and the flow through this strait, it provides circulation of water through this Bab-El-Mandeb between the circulation of water between the Red Sea and Arabian Sea, because the circulation of water through the Suez Canal is not possible because the water only maintained in a unidirectional, in a very regulated water flow. This is regarding the Bab-El-Mandeb, and whenever we come across these places of importance in news, so please do the map pointing related to that particular place. The second topic is regarding the mitochondrial disease. So nowadays the mitochondrial disease is also causing malnutrition in children. So you have to know what is this mitochondrial disease. For better understanding about this, you have to know that in every human cell mitochondria is present. Okay, mitochondria presents inside the cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasm, mitochondria will be present. Mitochondria is a place where oxidation of the food will happen. When food get oxidized, that means when carbohydrate get oxidized in the mitochondria, ATP will be generated. In these mitochondrial diseases, these mitochondria normally they don't functions, malfunctioning of the mitochondria, that resulted to incomplete oxidation of the food material. That means incomplete food material present inside the cell. So that individual will not materialize the complete energy out of the food what they take. That is the reason they suffer a lot of malnutrition. That is the finding about this particular study. Okay. So mitochondria, where this oxidation takes place, this oxidation process is a catabolic process because the energy is releasing. If energy is producing, that is known as anabolic process. Best example is the photosynthesis. Recently study revealed that around quarter of the mitochondrial disease patients, they are suffering for the malnutrition because they are unable to get the complete energy out of the food whatever they intake. Mitochondrial disease is a group of conditions that affect mitochondria in an individual's body. Mitochondria is a membrane bound cell organelle. Some cell organelles, that means cell organelles means components which are present inside the cell, they are known as cell organelles. They mainly helps in the generation of the chemical energy, and that energy will be stored in the form of the ATP. This chemical energy possible only through the oxidation process. In the mitochondrial disease, the defective cells, they don't have enough energy because the mitochondria performance is not up to the mark, and this can affect any part of the body because mitochondria present in all parts of the, all body parts of the human, and it may be due to genetic mutations, and they generally happens before 20. Majority of the genetical diseases, most of these diseases onset it will be at very young age. Mitochondrial dysfunction can also occur when mitochondria don't work as well as they should due to another disease or condition. This is called as known as secondary mitochondrial disease. If the problem with mitochondria itself, that is known as primary mitochondrial disease, and if this disease is a consequence of some other diseases, then it is known as secondary mitochondrial disease. Symptoms ranges from organ or tissue damage or weakness and some other affecting of muscles and nerve cells. All these are the symptoms of this particular disease. Treatment, there is no particular treatment is available so far at this moment. Special diets, medicine and vitamins are the only treatments. Here the only learning objective must be, you must know this mitochondria role inside the human body, and not only that, you have to know about the functioning of other cellular organelles as well, such as rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, like those. Next, topic number 3, it is regarding the winter solstice. Okay, now the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, generally it will be on the either the December 21st or December 22nd. Normally we have different names: winter solstice, summer solstice and equinox. It depends on where the sunlight perpendicularly falls on. Based on that, we observe different things. If the sunlight perpendicularly falling on an equator, that is known as equinox. Generally equinox will be either on 20 to 23 September or March 2021st. It will be the equinox. And if the sun rays vertically falls in the Tropic of Cancer, that is known as summer solstice, that is January 20 or 21. You know that on January 21 we observe the International Yoga Day as well. If the sun rays vertically falls on the Tropic of Capricorn, it is known as winter solstice. So here now we are having this winter solstice because now sun rays vertically falling on the Tropic of Capricorn. So now in the southern hemisphere you can expect high temperature, whereas in the northern hemisphere, especially regions above the equator, are under the winter now, like now whatever the season we are experiencing. This is mainly happens due to the tilting of the earth's revolving. While earth is revolving around the sun, earth revolves with a tiltation around 23.5 degrees. Tilt can be observed across its, compared to its axis of rotation. Because of this tilt, okay, as it is passing around the sun at different point of times, the sun rays falls vertically at different parts of the sun. Based on this equinox and summer solstice and winter solstice can be observed. So these are the this is the information regarding this particular thing. Next, topic number 4, it is regarding the Namdapha flying squirrel. Recently Namdapha this flying squirrel, it was spotted in the Namdapha biosphere reserve. So this spotting is very important because it happens after 42 years, long time. So it must be very significant. And this Namdapha flying squirrel, why it is got this name? Because it was spotted generally in Arunachal Pradesh, Namdapha Tiger Reserve, Namdapha Biosphere Reserve, Namdapha National Park. Okay, Namdapha flying squirrel, it was resurfaced after 42 years in Arunachal Pradesh, Namdapha National Park. The first thing you have to understand, what is the nature of this particular squirrel. Out of the very few flying squirrel across the world, it is one of such. Okay, if you look at here, across the world there are very few such kind of flying squirrels we can observe. Around 43 known flying squirrels are there across the globe, and it generally lives on trees, arboreal, and it is nocturnal in nature. Sometimes these kind of questions also can be asked. In 2023 they asked about one particular organisms, whether it is a nocturnal or diurnal, that kind of questions came. It is very endemic to Arunachal Pradesh, that means they are very concentrated in that particular area. Regarding the distribution, this Namdapha National Park. It present across this Dihang river in the northern India, and this Namdapha squirrels, they are herbivorous. With respect to IUCN status, they are critically endangered. Wildlife Protection Act 1972, they come under Schedule 2. Next, Namdapha National Park. It is located in Arunachal Pradesh, and the name Namdapha National Park was given on the name of the river, because this Namdapha river, it flows across this national park from north to south, and then after traveling through this national park, it joins with the Dihang river. Next, this is protected area, and it is present between the two mountain ridges such as Patkai range and the northeastern Himalayas such as Mishmi Hills. It present between the Mishmi Hills and Patkai range, this Namdapha National Park. And regarding this Namdapha National Park, try to refer the map pointing, okay, related to this current affairs. The flora, of course, it is mainly consist of the evergreen as well as the deciduous forests. This is the topic number 4. The fifth topic is recently, after the aftermath of the security breach in Parliament, recently Government of India, they decided to give security responsibilities of Indian Parliament to Central Industrial Security Force. If you know, okay, there are 3 different types of security forces in India. One is the Indian Armed Forces, which includes Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and Coast Guard. The second is the Central Industrial Security Force, and third one is the Central Armed Police Force. Of course, in the Central Armed Police Force, one of the force is Central Industrial Security Force, and the third one is the paramilitary force. So there are 3. One is the armed force, second one is the CAPF, and the third one is the paramilitary. Under paramilitary, of course, again one Coast Guard from the armed forces, and this Assam Rifles from the CAPF, and one intelligence agency, okay, that is the frontier force. All these 3 together known as paramilitary force. Now we are discussing about the CISF. CISF is a part of the CAPF. Of course, CISF is a statutory force, and not only, first you have to understand what is their main objective. Their main objective is providing security to critical infrastructures, such as, for example, atomic nuclear energy plants, atomic plants, and any other important like space stations. And of course, they provide security even to the private companies as well. Upon the request, they provide services, and of course, they also consist in the various services such as X category, Y category, Z plus category. In those services also, they are contributing, and of course, they also provide security in the airports and various public sector undertakings as well. Union Ministry, they approved the deployment of the CISF in the Parliament complex. CISF was established on the recommendation of Justice Mukherjee Commission. It was set up through an Act of Parliament on March 10, 1969. So we can call it as a statutory body. It is generally headed by IPS officer with the rank of DG, Director General, and it is one of the wing of CAPF. CAPF consists of the following 7 important various types of forces. It start with the Border Security Force till Central Reserve Police Force, CRPF. Okay, and of course, they were assigned with the different set of responsibilities in terms of their functional or else geographical way. Mandates: they protect the government owned industries like PSUs, and even they provide security services to private sectors as well. In terms of government, critical infrastructures such as atomic energy, space installation, coal fields, hydroelectric, thermal plants, and heritage monuments such as Taj Mahal and other places as well. They also consist of security in X, Y, Z and Z plus categories. Next, 6th topic, Prime Minister AJAY Scheme. First, you have to know, when you are looking at any schemes, you have to know who are the beneficiaries under this scheme, and what is the nodal ministry, and what is the full name of that scheme, and what is the funding composition of that scheme. That means how much contributing by the center as well as the state. This PM-AJAY stands for, this is regarding the Pradhan Mantri Anusuchit Jati Abhyuday Yojana. This is mainly for the upliftment of the scheduled caste. Okay, this scheme caters the needs of the individual as well as the village as well. If any village consists of more than 50% of the scheduled caste people, that village can claim certain infrastructure related funds through this scheme. This scheme works under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and this is 100% centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, 100% money will be the Government of India. It is a merged scheme of 3 centrally sponsored schemes. Previously, these 3 schemes used to be there. Now these 3 are merged. They are Pradhan Mantri Adarsh Gram Yojana and Special Central Assistant to Scheduled Caste Subplan Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Yojana. By merging these 3, the main objective of this scheme is to increase the income of the targeted population. Who are the targeted population here? Scheduled caste are the targeted population here. Scheduled caste below poverty line, and any villages where scheduled caste population consists of more than 50%, they can claim the benefits under this scheme. This scheme started in 21-22. Under this scheme, these villages will get funds under Adarsh Gram as well as grant in ads and construction of hospitals as well as the higher education institutions, so that the upliftment of the SC scheduled caste people can be possible. And these kind of schemes even can be useful as a fodder material for your mains as well. When you are writing mains, for example, topic related to welfare measures for vulnerable sections under GS2 governance, under those sections also this particular kind of schemes and information related to these schemes could be very helpful for you. Next, topic number 7. This is regarding the UNESCO Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation. This is to encourage the private public partnership in the conservation of the cultural as well as heritage sites. From India, around 6 sites been identified under this category, and out of that 3 are from the Punjab as well as Haryana. Rest of the 3 are from various other states. Recently, 3 heritage projects from Punjab and Haryana have secured prestigious spots among the UNESCO Asia Pacific Awards for Cultural Heritage Conservation 2023. Remember, cultural heritage conservation to encourage the conservation of the cultural heritage sites. And tell me, students, how many things from India identified under UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage? Okay, how many from India identified under UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage? Put your answer in the comment section. About these awards. These awards are presented by UNESCO to encourage the private sector involvement along with the public collaboration in conserving the cultural heritage. These awards started in 2000. Among the recognized sites, 5 from in China and 6 from India and 1 from Nepal under the Asia Pacific area. Out of 6, the Rambagh Gate in Amritsar, it received the highest award. Out of the 6 from India, it got the award of excellence. Then People Haveli, it for the heritage rural homestay. That means the rural village which is encouraging very sustainable way of construction. And Karnikara Mandapam, it is from Kerala. This was awarded with the award of distinction. And apart from that, there are some other places from such as the David Sassoon Library and Reading Room in Mumbai, Bikaner House in New Delhi, also and Epiphany in Haryana. These are the ones also recognized under this Asia Pacific Cultural Heritage Conservation. Regarding the Rambagh Gate, it is a 3-story structure. It is a traditional building and it is related to the Nanak Sahib, construction related to the Nanak Sahib bricks. Okay, by using this traditional Nanak Sahib bricks, this particular construction got again facelifted. Whereas People Haveli, Gurdaspur, it is present in, it emphasizes the ecological and traditional building methods. That is the reason this particular village was selected for the Cultural Heritage Award. Now we will see the yesterday's video question. If a particular plant species is placed under Schedule 6 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, what is its implication? A license is required to cultivate that plant. Next question. Vultures, which used to be very common in Indian countryside some years ago and rarely seen nowadays, this is attributing to what? A drug used by cattle owners for treating their diseased cattle. It is mainly diclofenac. Next, what is a greenwashing? We already discussed, conveying a false impression that company products are environment friendly and environment sound, even though they are not. Now we will see today's question. The first question is, in the context of hereditary diseases, consider the following statement. Read these two statements and pick the right one. Next question is, consider the following statement in respect of Bharat Ratna and Padma awards. Read the following three statements and pick the right answer. Next question. On 21st June, the sun, it is regarding the a winter, summer, solstice and equinox, that concept. Next question. Consider the following statement regarding the Baltic Sea. Next question. Arrange the following from the north to south. Gulf of Finland, Gulf of Nask, Gulf of Bothnia and Gulf of Riga. Okay, here the map is there. Look at this carefully and arrange them carefully from north to south. As we reach to the end of this video, in this particular video we discussed about following 7 topics, and this is the detailed analysis regarding the weekly current affairs week number 22, and thanks for watching.